that gap between where you are and where he wants to take you, your ability and God's ability working through you, that gap is where he wants to fit himself in. And so that he can get credit for it, because we know that we couldn't have done that on our own. There's been plenty of times where I realized that the things that I didn't do because I know I couldn't have done that. I know I haven't been able to do those things. But because I did them, I know that it was him. He carried me through that point. He carried me through heartbreak, hardships, traumatic experiences, things that caused me fear and anxiety, things that honestly pushed me out of my comfort zone. But he carried me through those things. He gave me the ability to get through those things. And so that I can't point to myself and say, look at my strength, look at my ability, because I know it's not my ability. He took me into those new places, into those new spaces. When we act in faith, I know when he calls us to something big and we think that we can't do it, the truth is we can't do it without him. But don't think just because those dreams or those things that he's called you to is too big for you to do. That's how it should be. It should be too big for you, because it's not you doing it. It's not you alone. It's the Lord working through you. It's Jesus working inside of you to accomplish what he wants to accomplish. When we invite him in and let him take over and let him take us the rest of that way, we'll be surprised ourselves of what God wants to do through us. I'm learning how much he loves me, to be honest, because I haven't always known. I haven't always seen it. I haven't always had my eyes open to it because I wasn't looking for it, really. But now I see it. Now I see his love, how there's nothing like his love. There's nothing like his presence. Nothing fills, nothing fulfills like his presence and like his love. Not attention, not validation, not money, not girls, not a relationship, not friends even. Nothing fills like the love of God. And I promise you that, because I've experienced everything else. I've seen everything else, and that stuff only was temporary. It never filled me up. It emptied me actually more. It made the hole in my heart deeper, and the longing for love even deeper. And it wasn't until I asked God to fill that and to fill me with his love that I could finally find freedom from worldly addictions, from the flesh. What I realize is that sin is really a lack of faith. It's a lack of faith that God will provide, that God will fill me with love and give me the things I need. And so I compromise and settle for something less. I settle for something less than his love. So I'll turn to drugs or sex or attention or relationships or partying or whatever it is. It's a lack of faith that God will provide what I need. And so I go to something else to try to find my fill and to find fulfillment and purpose. And those things never fulfilled me. Those things never have. And if we're being honest, it probably hasn't for you either. Those things have never filled. You feel empty. I've been there. You feel like there's no purpose. I've been there. You feel like you're tired and drained and are losing hope. I've been there. I've been there more recently than not. I'm not speaking out of some sort of hypotheticals. I've been there. I've experienced it. I've experienced the emptiness of that void and trying to fill it with everything. All sorts of different things. None of it worked. Even when you throw it all in there, it might feel like it's filled up for while you're enjoying those things. But those things are draining. They're toxic. They're draining you of your of your energy, really, of your life, of your purpose. They're taking away from what God wants to do in you. And I've been there. I've been stuck in that cycle, just trying to fulfill that void. And the more you partake in those things, the more you desire for them, the more your appetite grows for them. And I've been there. And it's hard to turn out of that, especially cold turkey, especially on my own. God can do it like that. But it's impossible to do it on our own, I would say. I've never been able to do it on my own, to get free from those things, until God came in. Just a taste of his love is what showed me that that's all I need. Just a taste of his presence, just a touch of his robe, like that's all I need. That's all it took. I've seen God move over and over in my life, especially over the past 2 years.